Hey everybody, it's OMAD Caroline. Don't mind the way I look, just got done getting my workout in. But I wanted to jump on here and have a chat with you guys. So I had a lot of questions because you guys, I've been posting a lot about some renovations I'm doing and renovations Ted's doing and everything we're doing in the house. And as you guys know, I painted my ceilings, painted the walls. I actually opened up my rebuilt my steps, took the carpet out, rebuilt my steps. I still need to create the banister. My days have been getting away from me helping Kayla out at Rock'em Sock'em Retro as far as getting orders out. But yeah, I'm actually planning on finishing my um, fireplace. I'm going to add like a fake wall with some lighting because there's no lighting in this room. It's always lit up by lamps. So thought it might be nice to make a fake little partition with some lighting and stuff. But anyways, that's after I get the stairs and banisters done. But I had quite a few people ask me who taught me how to do a lot of this stuff. And just so you know, I've done a lot of renovations in this house between Ted and I. Ted and I actually, well, Ted built this deck for me last summer, I believe it was. Maybe it was 2 summers ago. But we always had to walk around, like go out the front door and then walk around to get here. So I always wanted a way to get here, but I didn't want to sacrifice this wall because my couch goes here. So I have a front foyer, and what I ended up doing is I just put that door in just like a few months ago, you guys. And it was actually a used door I got off Marketplace for like 125 bucks. Beautiful door, well made door. So, yeah, one person's trash is my treasure. So yeah, I just put that in. So I had to knock that wall out, put a header in, all that good stuff. And then like quite a few years ago, my house was real boxy. And I knocked this wall out, put a header up so that I could go into my kitchen that way. So I have done a lot of home renovations. Between Ted and I, we do pretty much all of our own home renovations. And we have to give credit to my stepdad for being able to do all these things. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my childhood. So when I was 9 years old, my real father passed away in an accident in our garage, and then my mom. We were living up in Michigan at that time, and my mom got with a guy who moved us down to Ohio, and he was a very, very abusive man, and very scary time of my life for a few years. Well, when I was about 12, my mom got with my stepdad, and my stepdad was actually the gentleman who helped my mom get out of that abusive relationship, and I'm very thankful for him just for that. So, my stepdad was raised on a farm. He was a very hardworking guy. I don't know that my stepdad was ever a kid, to tell you the truth. He was the oldest of 5 kids, and he was pretty much the guy who ran that farm. And he was probably working at a very young age. So, what that meant to me is he really didn't understand the concept of extracurricular stuff or doing fun stuff for as a kid, and it was more you work hard, and that's what life is. So I have to say, at the age of 9, I felt like when my real father passed away, my childhood was over. You know, we went into that chaotic time with that abusive guy. And then when my mom got with my stepdad, I kind of became a worker bee. So I had a littler sister that was still at home with my mom and I. She's 5 years younger, so she was too young to work. And with me being preteen into my teens, my stepdad I was the one chose to work on the farm and help him with his company. So my stepdad used to be an iron worker. Like, he used to set steel on big buildings. And then gradually he worked getting his own business where he would like flip houses and renovate houses and do home improvement. So with that being said, I became the person that helped him on the farm and in his construction company. At first I did a lot of the demolition, and then he would teach me more and more and more. So some of these houses we got were old, like I'm talking plaster, and needed upgraded in plumbing and electrical. And I mean, I learned pretty much everything. There's one thing I hate doing though. I know how to do flooring. I hate laying carpet. So that's the one thing that I usually wire out. I'm not a big fan of laying carpet and that. So anyway, so it was my stepdad who taught me all of these skills. And I have to say, if it wasn't for my stepdad, I'm not sure Ted would be an engineer, to tell you the truth. Ted learned a lot from my stepdad also. We have been dating since I was 15, and Ted used to, I went to Ted school 1 year. So I met Ted my freshman year. He was a sophomore. We have been dating ever since, but I was there 1 year, and then I moved 20 miles away. All right. And Ted, before he even got his license, he used to ride his bike to my house and work on the farm and bale all day just to spend time with me and then ride home. Yeah, life got a little bit easier when he got his license. So, yeah, so I have to admit that my stepdad pretty much taught Ted and I everything. And Ted is amazing. Like, he did, here, I'll show you. He just put up this fence. I'll take you guys through and talk about the fence, but he just put up this beautiful fence around our pool. I hope you can see it. Did such a great job. I'll have him talk to you a little bit about the fence when he's home. But yeah, so like Ted and I learned pretty much everything and are very thankful for my stepdad and what he taught us, because we're able to do pretty much any kind of renovation in my house at very minimum cost, because we do all the labor. So yeah, very thankful for him. But what's funny is during that time, I hated life. I really hated how hard I had to work. I felt like, to tell you the truth, I felt like I had no childhood. From that day my real dad passed away on, I felt like I was robbed of my childhood. And I was very angry at the time during that time. And I have to say, I stayed very angry and bitter about my childhood for several years. I probably didn't come to terms and realize that my childhood made me who I am today until maybe 5-10 years ago, to tell you the truth. And it wasn't just that too. Like, I have a little sister that's 5 years younger than me, and then it's me, and then 5 years older than me comes the next group of kids my mom had. So there's 5 kids above me. So I got a 5-year gap, and then I've got 5 siblings older than me, a year apart. And all of them had kids. So all of them had kids, and I was babysitting at a very, very young age. So when I wasn't working on the farm, helping my dad with flipping houses, I was pretty much babysitting for one of my siblings. And I have to say, I was very bitter. I was very bitter for the longest time and angry about feeling like I was robbed of my childhood. But that really changed for me. Like, my attitude has totally changed. Number one, as far as babysitting for my older siblings, you guys, I have such really tight and great relationships with so many of my nieces and nephews that would not be at the level they are if I wasn't part of their life as they were growing up. Not to mention, I have very good relationships with my older siblings, several of my older siblings. I feel we have mutual respect for each other, which I don't think we would have that connection if it wasn't for being there for them and vice versa. You know, they were there for me too. I remember my sister Wendy, like when I was getting married, she emptied a whole room just so my wedding dress could hang in there and not get wrinkled. So they were great. They were great older siblings, even though I was babysitting all the time. It was so worth it with the relationships that I have created. So yeah, so I wouldn't change that for the world, you guys. I wouldn't. And then as far as me feeling like I worked a lot and stuff like that, I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for the work ethic my stepdad instilled within me and the critical thinking. And so I really feel like there's nothing I can't do that I don't put my mind to, that I can't figure out and get through. And I think it was my childhood of working so hard and following through on projects to the end. And to tell you the truth, I don't think that I would be almost 80 pounds down without that kind of ethic. Like, to put the work in, to follow through, to stay disciplined, to stay the course. You know, it has to do a lot with my childhood. So even though I was bitter for years and years and years, I am now so grateful for all of that, because I wouldn't be who I am today. And to tell you the truth, that rough childhood has made adulting so much easier. And I'm so appreciative of the life Ted and I have created. And I am so thankful that my happy and prime years are currently happening now, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm very thankful for the suck, if that makes sense. But yeah, so there's a little snippet. Hope I didn't blab too much. I appreciate you guys asking questions and wanting to know a little bit more about me. But yeah, you guys, we are refined by the hard times. And I think when we finally let go of bitterness and anger, we can see the beauty in how life has refined us, if that makes sense. All right. All right, you guys, I got to go. I got to babysit the grandbaby in a little bit, so I need to get cleaned up. I'll talk to you later. Bye.